to Royalty Soaps. My most watched video is my tutorial for bath cupcake frosting, and as I have made many more batches of this, I thought I would go ahead and update the recipe a little bit and share a few more tips and tricks because you guys have been asking me so many questions. So I thought I'd just make a second video with kind of my more updated version. This one I have had better luck with, especially in more humid climates. A lot of you wanted to know whether or not you could substitute different things in this recipe. I don't think so. I've tried a couple of things, like some people were asking, well, can we substitute powdered egg whites for the meringue powder? I think that you can. I personally have not tested that. And a couple of other people were saying, can you make this without the meringue powder? The answer is no, you really need that. That's what makes the frosting really fluffy and stiff, but otherwise it's just going to kind of be this watery mess. You also wanted to know whether or not you can add a bubbling agent to this, and the answer is yes, but I say proceed with caution. But you can put in the bubble stuff, you just have to be in a very dry environment, and you have to make sure that it will harden fast enough, because if it's not hardening up fast enough, the water and the bubbling agent will start to form a reaction, and it will actually bubble, and all of your stuff will just start pooping over the sides, and that's just a big mess, and you don't want to get into that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we go. I have my bucket, and this is my cream of tartar, and ooh, my hand looks terrible in this lighting. I look sickly. So what I'm going to do is, here's my little mesh strainer thing. Please do use one of these. It really does make a difference to have the powdered sugar sifted. So to ice 12 cupcakes, I'm going to put 5 cups of unsifted powdered sugar into the little strainer sifter thing. So I'll go ahead and sift these first 2 cups. Now that I've done that, I'm going to add 1 more cup here. And on top of that cup, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar. And that's a lot more than most recipes recommend, but this really helps it harden up, which you really need, especially if you're adding a bubbling agent. So there's 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar, and the bubbling agent I'm using today is SLSA, which I cannot even begin to pronounce what that actually is. I have a face mask on so that I'm not breathing in the powder here. It's it goes very airborne very fast, and I'm adding 1/4 of a cup. Again, make sure that you have a mask on so your face don't get irritated. So now I'm going to go ahead, I've got most of that sifted, and add 2 more cups, and we're going to sift those as well. Now I've set my powder to the side, and now I'm going to work on the meringue part. So into the bowl is going 1/2 cup of cold water. Make sure it's cold. That's going to help your stuff set up faster. And then as for the meringue powder, I prefer the Atico brand. You do not have to get the Atico brand. You can use Wilton or any other brand, but I just prefer that. I just think it works better. And I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup into here. And then I'm gonna start mixing. Now I have a nicer camera since I made my last tutorial, so I can really zoom in and show you the different stages of the meringue. So this is when it's just first been mixed up. There's some bubbles on the top, there's some liquid on the bottom, and it's not anywhere close to being ready, okay? So, not ready. Here's the next stage. This is what I dubbed the bubble fluff stage in the last video, where there's still some liquid on the bottom, but everything is pretty much turned to great big bubbles. Not ready, my friends, not ready. Now, I've mixed this for another 2 minutes, perhaps. This is the next stage, where it's starting to look like it's supposed to, but you see, when I put my beaters in and pull it out, that top peak just kind of flopped over. That means it's not ready yet. And now here is the final stage when, yes, it's actually ready. I put my beaters in, and look at those nice stiff peaks. They stay right when I pull up. And you can see when I move this, pretty much nothing wiggles. That's what you're going for. And now it is completely ready for you to start putting your powdered sugar in. Now this is what it looks like after adding 3 cups. It's still pretty runny, and I'm still putting it in by the 1/2 cup measure. At this stage in the game, if you wanted to add a little bit of fragrance oil, you could, but I don't recommend putting in any more than 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. When you add more than that, it tends to make the frosting a little more runny. I read on lots and lots of different baking websites that the absolute enemy of a royal icing is oil. So another good tip is to make sure that your bowl and your little mixers here are completely clean. This is what the frosting looks like after you have added the 5 cups of powdered sugar. And as you can see, it's ridiculously thick. I mean, really, really thick. Oh, wow. So thick. Look what just happened. So yeah, really, really thick, but this is good, again, because you don't want this to fall. But at this point, it is ready, and you can start putting it into your piping bag. So here are my little bath bomb cupcake bases. Here's my piping tip and my piping bag. Now, I do recommend only using either a round tip or a closed star tip for this. I have just found that the open star tips do not do as well. They just kind of flop over and stuff. I just don't like it. So I'm gonna put a little bit in the middle, just like I said last time. And make sure you don't overfill the piping bag, because if you do, you will have a tremendous time trying to squeeze all of this out. It's a nearly impossible task. And then you're gonna go around each little poop there and fill it all up on the inside. You remember in the last video that I did, I said, you know, wait 8 to 10 minutes before piping the next layer. But when I do it this way and add that much cream of tartar to it, it isn't necessary. And I can pipe this ring, and then I go up and I just pipe the next layer. I've also been asked, do you have problems with these becoming moldy because there's water in them? The answer is no. These should never become moldy on you. That means that your piping is still too runny, or you're sitting it in a place that the humidity is too high in. And if that's the case, you need to either move them or, you know, get a dehumidifier for the room or something like that. I added a preservative one time and did okay. It didn't really change anything. But another person messaged me and was like, oh, it made my piping go completely flat. So if you're getting moldy tops, put more in to make it less liquidy, or move it. Another concern that was mentioned on the other video was yeast infections, putting this into your bathtub and getting a yeast infection. I can safely say that I have never had anyone complain of this actually happening to them. Yes, this is sugar and you're taking a risk putting it in your bathtub, but none of my customers have ever said that that ever happened to them. I've never heard of that happening to anyone. However, if you feel uncomfortable, just don't put it in your bath. It looks really, really pretty on top, but it is not necessary at all to put it in there. The bath bomb cupcake base is really the beneficial thing for your skin. That's the thing you really want to put in. If you don't feel comfortable putting this into your bathtub, just don't. It's okay. All right, and here's for the last rung on top. Now I will be adding a little bit of topping to mine. You could leave it just like this, put some glitter on it, and that would be really pretty. Now I've moved some of them out of the way so we can better see what's going on here. And I'm going to take some brown mica in a little tea thing, and I'm going to just lightly dust the top with this mica. This is supposed to kind of look like the top of a hot chocolate. And then I have made some cold processed soap marshmallows, and I'll be sticking those in so that it really looks like a hot chocolate. And this top is already starting to harden up pretty good, which is what we wanted. I'm just gonna stick these in here. I put about 3 a piece. And then on top, I'm going to do a melt and pour gold drizzle that's going to kind of look like caramel. Now I'm taking just a touch of gold glitter, and there you go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this second tutorial for the bath cupcake frosting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Bath Bomb cupcakes make really good baby shower favors and birthday party favors and Christmas gifts and stocking stuffers. They're pretty versatile, and you can tailor them to be for pretty much any event you want. Feel free to use the recipe I've included. That's why I've given it to you, is so that you can use it and you can make your own creations, and you can always tweet me a picture or tag me in a picture on Instagram. I want to see what you guys make. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. So until then, bye for now.